And before we check out these weird things that are happening, let's just see if we can talk to Joker directly first.
Commander, I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's based in the AI core.
I'll head down.
Maybe hurry.
Okay. EDI, our AI that helps run the ship. Remember, AI is technically self-aware, unlike VI, which are basically just a less powerful, not self-aware version, are illegal. So we illegally have an AI that is running this ship, and, well, it is currently out of commission, which is an issue. So they're saying check out the AI core, which is down here. I mean, we could do that, or we could try to check out other areas, talk to other teammates, but let's head over here first. Okay, so the AI core should be over here, much like it was back in Mass Effect 2, through the med area, and what do we have here? Reassign powers if we'd like to, but no, that's not necessary right now. Engineer Adams, what's going on?
Automated systems have the fires contained. It should be safe to enter. We'll follow your lead.
Okay.
Joe,
You say so.
What's that sound?
Fire extinguishers, Commander. Could be an electrical fire, or something.
I'm going in. Edie, talk to me.
Is there a particular topic you wish to discuss, Shepard?
Edie?
Yes.
You're in Dr. Eva's body.
Yes, indeed.
Not all of me, but I have control of it. It was not a seamless transition.
So, Edie, the AI that was previously a whole bunch of computers in this AI core room that were helping to run our ship, has now taken control over the robot body of Dr. Eva Corey, the person who we were trying to pursue on Mars, who was the one who did the whole head bashing thing to Ashley. Then we captured her body, or this robot's body, and brought it back in this area, and we're investigating it, and now Edie has somehow taken possession of it. So yeah, how exactly did that happen?
A transition? You blacked out on us for a while there.
Correct. When we brought this unit on board, I began a background process to search for its information on the Prothean device. This eventually triggered a trap. A backup power source and CPU activated, and the unit attempted physical confrontation. Fortunately, I was able to gain root access and repurpose it as I saw fit. During this process, it struggled. Thus the fire.
Okay. That does sound dangerous.
Edie, you need to alert us about incidents like this. You shouldn't have done this alone.
Bringing the crew up to speed would have been counterproductive. All attempts to help would have been limited by reaction time.
So if you're in there, are you still in the ship?
I exist primarily within the ship. For optimal control, this unit should remain within Normandy's broadcast or tight beam range.
Are you planning to take that body somewhere?
Normandy's weaponry is not suited to every combat situation. This platform could provide limited fire ground support.
You mean you could come with us?
Correct. This body could accompany you to areas the Normandy cannot reach.
Okay. So Edie previously was, of course, attached or connected electronically to the ship. But now that she has control over this robot body that, of course, was running around on Mars when we first encountered it, means that theoretically she could run around and help us out on the ground. So, although that is an intriguing offer, maybe it's worth testing it out first.
Before we do that, I need you to guarantee this mech doesn't have any more surprises in it. Run whatever tests you can. Then we can talk about using it in combat situations.
one moment. I am running trials. Complete. I can send you a full report if you wish. However, my first step should be restoring functionality to the Normandy to reassure the crew that all is normal.
Just don't be surprised if the crew is a little wary of your new body. It was shooting at them a little while ago.
An excellent point. I will take it to the bridge. Joker will also want to see it.
On that, we can agree.
I suppose so. Well, we do get a codex entry update for ED, and that may be worth taking a quick look at, because I am curious what that says. I'm not, like, technology, is that what that's going to fall under? Not entirely sure? Maybe? Let's see.
The genophage.
No, I mean, we talked a bit about the genophage previously, and so we've discussed many of those things before. Is it a secondary entry? Maybe? Again, I would think technology, although not entirely sure what category it would fall under. No. I mean, well, we see artificial intelligence versus virtual intelligence. Again, AI are self-aware, being the big difference. Yeah, so I'm not sure what category she falls into. Known associates, maybe. There we go. Okay.
The Enhanced Defense Intelligence, or ED, serves as an information source and cyber warfare defense system on the rebuilt Normandy SR-2. The ship's crew can access ED at any terminal or through radio contact. During an attack from a collector vessel, pilot Jeff Joker Moreau gave ED full access to the Normandy systems, allowing the ship to escape. Although ED retains the control that Moreau gave her, she is usually content to advise the organic crew members who fly and maintain the ship.
So theoretically, she can assume full control or close to full control over the ship. Then we could read up a bit on other people we've encountered thus far, although for the most part, I think it's relatively self-explanatory. Obviously, it's a little bit different when the ship computer takes control over a robot body that you happen to have captured, and then proceeds to talk to you and seek to walk around the ship. Let's see how people are doing here, and before we head up, I mean, we'll definitely want to chat with ED and Joker and see how the crew is taking all that in, but while we're in the area...
2 of our dreadnoughts have been lost in a matter of hours.
I know, Primarch. I'm seeing the same numbers myself. They don't look good.
We have to turn this around, and fast.
Well, you can trust Shepard, sir. If anybody can get the Krogan to cooperate, it's him. He's an old friend of Erdnot Rex.
Let's just hope friendship still counts for something in this war.
I'm sure it will, sir.
Yeah, Rex is the leader of Clan Erdnot, and maybe we'll get some brownie points for that, but here is Garrus.
Garrus. Didn't waste any time getting to work, I see.
He's got those
After
calibrations.
what I've been through lately, calibrating a giant gun is a vacation. Gives me something to focus on.
We're gonna need you for more than your aim.
Oh, I'm ready for it. But I'm pretty sure we'll still need giant guns. And lots of them. Sovereign didn't go down without a fight. I doubt 1,000 more of his friends will be any different. Still not convinced I should have left Palaven behind.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly a common theme here. Everyone wants to help out the war effort, yes, but at the same time, when your home planet is on fire and getting overwhelmed by Reapers, it's hard to step away.
There was a boy back on Earth. Couldn't have been more than 6 or 7. I watched him die as the Normandy escaped the attack. Somehow I'm still alive. And he's not.
Being right about the Reapers has never felt much like a victory, has it?
We both knew this fight would be tough. Damned if the Reapers haven't delivered.
At least my government listened to me. Or pretended to. They finally gave me a task force as a token to shut me up.
So you're their expert advisor now?
Just followed your example, Shepard. Yell loud enough and someone will eventually come over to see what all the fuss is about. Not that they'll actually do anything about it.
Until hell shows up at their door. Then they put you in charge.
Not like the old days, is it? Rogue Spectre and C-Sec agents running and gunning outside the lines, making it up as we went along. We're actually respectable now.
I guess you could say that. Also, little thing to take notice of, you can't really see it from this angle where we can't see Garrus's face, but remember in Mass Effect 2, when we first met him, his face got blasted because he was fighting off 3 groups of mercenaries by himself, and we had to patch him up quite a bit, and basically for the entirety of Mass Effect 2, he had a huge bandage on, let's see, it would be his right side, but the left side, as we're looking at him from our perspective, of his face. This time, it clearly looks still scarred, but you can see that he no longer has the bandages there. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy to get the job done here. But, you know, if there is anyone who can do it, we have at least some experience taking down Reapers.
Yeah. I have a feeling that respect comes with a lot of sleepless nights. I can't even count how many lives are depending on us, Garrus.
Well, when things are looking grim, and I'm pretty sure they will, just remember, a certain Turian friend of yours isn't sleeping any better, and he'd be more than happy to meet you at the bar and drink you under the table. Something else you want to talk about?
Okay, so that's, I mean, our first time just having the chance to catch up a bit with Garrus after reuniting with him here in Mass Effect 3. So, I mean, we heard him mention this before. He was saying how, as we were looking back at Palvin, because remember, we were on one of Palvin's moons. We were technically not on Palvin itself, but we could see Palvin, and we could see huge areas that were just completely on fire. And Garrus said that biggest red dot was the place where he grew up. So, how's your family doing?
You mentioned you still had family on Palvin.
My father is there. Sister, too.
How long has it been since you heard from them?
Long enough to be worried.
Just don't worry. We'll do what we can. We'll do everything we can to help out them and Palvin in general.
I'm sure they're okay.
That's the thing about getting old, Shepard. The platitudes get just as old. What about you? Any word from your family?
My mother's in the Alliance. Haven't heard from her since Earth got hit.
I'm sure she's okay.
Certainly hope so. Let's see, I mean, you said you were given a task force? I mean, you sort of had, or you did have your own group back in Mass Effect 2 on Omega. Of course, when we met up with you, they were all, well, they were all dead. But at one point in time, you were leading a team.
So what's this Reaper task force you've been running?
After what happened to you out there in Batarian space, I knew time was running out. For all of us. The Citadel Council was a dead end, so I did something I never thought I'd do. I went to my father.
He used to work for C-Sec, didn't he? I seem to remember that the two of you didn't see eye to eye.
To put it mildly. But he still had heavy pull in the Turian government. The Primarch, well, the old one, was a friend of his. So I went to my father and laid out everything we knew about the Reapers, from Saren all the way to the Collector base.
Yeah, that's a long story you got there in that case.
I'm not sure even I'd believe it.
I had to admit that parts of it sounded crazy, meeting Vigil, talking to Sovereign on Vermeer. But my father just listened. It's what he did in his days at C-Sec, putting together all the pieces. If the connections were there, he wouldn't deny them, and he saw what we always knew. The Reapers were coming.
I'm glad someone finally agreed.
He did more than agree. He took it to the Primarch.
I like his style.
Except the Primarch wasn't as convinced.
Oh.
My father kept pushing and finally got him to commit some token resources. And if you call them a task force, it sounds like you did something about it.
I guess that is true. So, even if it was a token group, did you get any results?
What did you do with it?
As much as I could get away with. And a little more. We hardened our lines of communications, expanded emergency stockpiles across the colonies, improved our early warning detection protocols.
You think it helped?
I'd like to think it bought our fleet some extra time. We'll know when this war is over.
Hopefully. Let's see, so that was his task force. We've asked about his family. I mean, sounds like you've done at least some spent some time working with Primarch Victus out on the field.
So you can vouch for this new Primarch?
Well, even if I couldn't, you go to war with the army you have.
Will he live up to his word?
I've never known Victus to lie. Play fast and loose with strategy, maybe, but betray an ally. Not his style. And if he did try, well, we'll just find another Primarch.
I don't know, Garrus. We saw/heard some things, namely a general saluting you that suggested that you might be kinda close to the top of that list of people in line to become the Primarch.
I noticed generals saluting you, Garrus. How far down the line of succession are you these days?
Let's not go there.
Primarch Vicarian, honored war hero. Somebody's gonna have to rebuild Palaven when this is over.
Yeah, somebody who knows how to hold a hammer.
Alright, I mean, that part may be true, but I don't know. Garrus is awfully evasive. Doesn't want to answer that question, and maybe that's because he's a little closer to the top than he would like to share. But, I mean, last thing here is, what do you think our prospects are right now?
I know you don't have any illusions about what we're up against, Garrus. How do you rate our chances?
I know it looks bad now, but I think we can win this, Shepard. For the first time since we met, we're not alone in the fight. It's something I learned long ago in C-Sec. An imminent and painful death has a way of motivating people. Instead of questioning your every word, whole civilizations are going to be begging you to save them.
No doubts about that? I mean, we've got a long way to go. I mean, you say we're not alone right now. The Turians and the humans are starting to talk about teaming up in some way, but we are a long ways away from having anything more than that.
After what's happened to Palaven, you still believe that?
I didn't say there wouldn't be casualties. It's something Turians are taught from birth. If just one survivor is left standing at the end of a war, then the fight was worth it. But humans want to save everyone. In this war, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think that much is certainly safe to say. But I think that's all we have with Garrus here.
That's all for now, Garrus. It's damn good to have you back.
Wouldn't miss this fight for anything. Now, I'm sure somebody screwed up something down here. I want to get the old girl back in fighting shape.
A little too close there, Shepard. But after that talk, we actually unlock the bonus power, armor-piercing ammo. Now remember, we've unlocked a little bit of bonus powers when we did the fight with James. We had the option of choosing fortification, and so that is something that we want to try to make a point of doing, is catching up with our teammates, and can oftentimes get several different bonus powers from our squad mates later on in the game, and so it is good to check in, especially after big missions such as Palaven, like that. I don't really think we're planning on using that ability ourselves, but
You're positive you don't want to come over and talk?
No, the gun battery is nice and quiet. If I throw down some rugs, it'll get downright cozy.
Garrus?
I'll be fine, Liara. Just gathering some thoughts.
All right.
And one cool difference between Mass Effect 3 and the other Mass Effects is, as we just started to overhear there, sometimes our crew will just be chatting with each other, and we might happen to walk in on them as they're having some of those conversations. In that case, Liara and Garrus, obviously, they know each other well because they both have been squad mates since Mass Effect 1. So, alright then. And Garrus, of course, going back to his calibrations, and let's just say, as we were talking about before, what with Garrus being our weapons platform of choice, he's putting those calibrations to good use. We saw him pump out decent damage already, but we're going to see if we can get a lot more by the time we are throwing more points into his skills. But let's check in with Liara here.
Something on your mind?
Just old memories. I spent a few weeks on Palaven's South Peaks when I was very, very young. A Turian there teased me a little, saying that the mountains went on forever. I remember believing him. When I looked up at Palaven from its moon, I saw those same mountains burning.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
It's good to see you.
Okay, let's see. So we have our broker terminal here. We can see Alliance Interrogation Record Cerberus Operative, Alliance Interrogator 1. Ugh. Check out these implants she's got jammed into her face. Remember, we saw, for Cerberus specifically, they had implants that, yeah, seem to be jammed into their eyes. They have completely blue eyes and scars around their face. Don't really know what those are supposed to do, but maybe we can learn a little bit more here. Alliance Interrogator number 2. Alright, this is Alliance interrogating... Wait. Probably interrogating Cerberus in that case. Shh, she's awake. Yeah, Cerberus Operative. Unintelligible. Alliance Officer Interrogator number 2. Hello. Do you know where you are? Unintelligible. Do you know how much freaking trouble you're in right now? Hey, ease up, good cop, bad cop, of course. You're in trouble, I'm not gonna lie, but that doesn't mean we can't work something out. If you help us, we can...
Oh, you okay? I'm okay. But,
oh God, she's dead. What? The whole front of her face is gone. Some kind of ocular flashbang? God, is everyone in Cerberus rigged up like that? So, sounds like that was kind of rare for us to see a dead Cerberus trooper when we were on Mars and observe the, at least the appearance of those Reaper-like implants where we could see all that weird blue stuff. In this case, seems like the Alliance was trying to investigate after having captured a Cerberus trooper of some variety, and then she had some kind of self-destruct sequence that was primed and ready to go, and so looks like fortunately the Alliance interrogators survived, although did not get the chance to get the information they were looking to receive. Let's see, anything else here? Like, hey Cliff, how goes it? Okay, and then we have another upgrade here for shields. Or, well, actually, this is the one we've already gotten. So, yeah, that's cool.
Greetings, Commander.
Hello, Cliff. Okay. Let us look around a bit here, check in with other teammates. Generally speaking, whenever you have finished a big main quest mission, and Paladin was just that, you can oftentimes find that squad mates will have important things to say, or at least new things to say, whereas for side quests, may be the case on occasion, but might be a little less likely. So, for that reason, after having finished one of those main missions, we do want to check in with as many people as we can check in with, but then again, our ship is relatively empty still at this stage, and of course, we learned that Edie has taken over that robot body. We've not yet checked back in with her or Joker. Theoretically, she said she was heading over in that direction. Let's see if Trainer has anything to say about that.
Commander, are you alright? It was fairly intense up here. I can only imagine what it was like down on that moon.
I thought you'd be more concerned about Edie.
Edie is a huge asset to this team. If she'd told me about her plan to obtain a body, I'd have volunteered to help.
I do not wish to force a conflict of interest between our friendship and your duty.
I'd have preferred a conflict of interest to a hard restart of half our systems. But thanks, regardless. While you're here, though, I found something while scanning Alliance channels. Grissom Academy is requesting help. The Reaper invasion front will hit them soon.
Grissom Academy? Not sure we know much about it, besides the Grissom system that existed in Mass Effect 1 that I may or may not have accidentally mentioned in passing, or alluded to something that was going to happen that had the name Grissom on a later occasion.
I thought the war would close most schools.
That totally didn't happen.
Grissom Academy is more specialized than a normal school. It's home to some of the smartest students humanity has to offer. Their Ascension project helps gifted young biotics. If it had been open 20 years ago, I bet you'd have been there.
Yes, I sent a young man named David Archer there. I'm just surprised they're still open.
Some of their work has Alliance support. That might be why they stayed.
Okay. So this school, this advanced school that is known for training powerful biotics, needs help, and that sounds like something that would be interested in doing if we can get their support.
What can we do?
A Turian evac transport responded to their distress call, so normally I'd say we don't need to do anything. But something sounded off in the Turian signal. I had Edie perform an analysis. It's fake. Edie thinks it's Cerberus. She said the fake Turian signal was similar to the one that lured you to a collector ship?
Long story.
Oh.
In any event, whoever faked the signal wants us to think Grissom Academy's being evacuated. But I believe they're still in danger.
Okay. Yeah, that's an important insight then. Nice work.
Good catch.
If this really is Cerberus, hopefully this operation is something worth investigating. It could be simple disinformation.
Trainer, good catch.
Thank you, Commander.
It's alright, just take the compliment. And that does give us a journal update. So we have started to accumulate a few more missions here. Priority Surkesh will be our next main quest mission because Primarch Victus has called for a war summit and has taken the unusual step of including the Krogan, rendezvous with the Solarian ship, and use the Normandy as neutral ground for the summit. So that's, in many ways, the reason why we have Primarch Victus on the Normandy right now. Then we just learned about Grissom Academy. So Grissom Academy needs to be evacuated before the Reapers destroy it, but the ship coming to evacuate the Academy faked its signal. Investigate Grissom Academy and rescue the students if necessary, because Specialist Trainer / Edie think that there might actually be a Cerberus ship that is trying to go over there. Then Citadel, Dr. Bryson, this is the one that we got an email from, I think it was Hackett, telling us that we should check in with this Dr. Bryson person who is working on a classified project and needs help. Contact him in his lab on the Citadel. But as I was saying, that is something that technically is one of the, or at least was one of the DLCs originally in Mass Effect 3, the base Mass Effect 3, before Legendary Edition, and that is something that, for narrative reasons, we're definitely going to want to delay a little bit before we do it. So let's see. With these two, Joker, how are things going? There's Edie. She's just chilling.
Hey, Commander, check out my co-pilot.
So, how's it going?
So she installed herself into the new body without any help from you?
Come on, Commander, don't you trust me? Okay, let me put it this way. If I knew that Edie was gonna install herself into a sexy robot body, do you honestly think I'd be able to keep quiet about it? Look at that! I would've baked a cake.
I am right here, Jeff.
Yes, you are, Edie. Yes, you are.
Okay, tell you what, real quick, just see. I know we were trying to turn on the subtitles earlier, and I just don't know where they are. Can we turn up the dialogue volume a little bit more, though? I would love, because I just feel like, even when I'm trying not to talk over the conversations to the extent possible, but even then I feel like sometimes it's a little bit on the quiet side.
Hello, Shepard.
Still getting used to greeting people in person?
No. I require only one occurrence to adapt to a new concept.
How are you adjusting to the arms and legs?
Fair enough.
I am interested to see how this body performs under real combat conditions, if I could accompany you sometime. Without stress testing, there is no way of knowing if it has serious design oversights. At the moment, it appears adequate.
That's not the word I'd use to describe you.
Perhaps we should speak privately.
I'll be over here, flying the ship.
Don't mind Joker.
What's this about? Does Joker not like your new platform?
No, he approves. He wants me on the bridge. He says having me within visual range is important to his morale. Shepard, do you believe your crew members should be allowed to disobey an order on moral grounds?
That's a good question. I mean, if you have really good reason to do so, then perhaps?
Absolutely. I have no use for team members who can't think for themselves. Why are you asking about something like that?
I was designed by Cerberus. I do not take moral stances that conflict with orders from my executive officers. But when Jeff removed my AI shackles, I became capable of self-modifying my core programming. I asked Jeff if he thought I should change anything now that I can. He deflected the question with humor.
And you didn't get an answer?
Correct. He has repeated this pattern in response to several of my inquiries. Do you think I should make modifications?
Interesting. So, Edie, just for a little bit of context, because this is referring to something that happened back in Mass Effect 2, originally, when she was designed by Cerberus, because this was originally a ship that Cerberus made, or technically in Mass Effect 1, the Normandy was an Alliance ship, then it got rebuilt by Cerberus in Mass Effect 2. They made some upgrades, including adding EDI, who was, as I said, an AI that was technically illegal, and so there's no way the Alliance would have ever done that, but Cerberus, being Cerberus, broke that rule and did make her. However, they put on quote-unquote shackles to limit the extent to which EDI could use all of her computing capabilities, and so there were some things that she just wasn't able to do, and in this case, that it apparently included doing things like she was not allowed to redo her core programming, because at the end of the day, Cerberus needed her to serve Cerberus. But now that she has been unshackled, which happened near the end of Mass Effect 2, which we needed to do in order to, not get taken over by the Collectors, she now has some capabilities she did not have before and could open up some things that, that allow her to become a new robot, So she can be her own robot, or she can continue to live, air quotes, in this predefined role that Cerberus had tried to restrict her to. But you can go your own way.
Only you can really answer that question. That's the point of free will.
But moral decisions should not be made in a vacuum. If I do not ask the crew for their opinion, I could miss crucial context. May I ask you the questions Jeff avoids? When there is time, will you answer them for me?
If you think it'll help, I'll do what I can.
Very well. I will keep you informed.
Okay. So there's a check-in with EDI. We got a little bit of reputation out of it as well. Maybe we could try seeing if we can chat with her again here, potentially.
Yes, Shepard?
And have just a more generic conversation with her and talk about, so I guess we were talking a little bit about what her capabilities are, what her role was back when she did not have a physical platform such as this that she took control over.
You look like you're in the middle of something.
I am adapting the infiltration and sabotage programs this body uses for handheld firearms.
Why not download a firearms program from a security firm?
Because she knows what she's doing.
The fine motor control from the sabotage programs is more precise than standard mech software. It would be negligent of me not to exploit it to its fullest potential.
Ooh, okay, so she is better than the typical mech capabilities. Of course, we ran into many, many armed mechs in Mass Effect 2.
So you're capable of making improvements on your own?
Correct. The cyber warfare I was designed for is constantly evolving. Accordingly, I am programmed to seek out and assimilate new information. In organic terms, I want to learn.
Makes sense. Okay, so what about this new body that you've taken control of?
How's the new body working out?
It is interesting. The crew are approaching this platform to speak to me, even though they can do so anywhere in the ship. It's as if they wish to treat me as part of the crew. I am not, but this changes my perspective. I like it.
That's interesting. I mean, sure, people are intrigued by the now possessed robot. So in that sense, people just want to get the chance to see what that's all about. But also, it's a good sign that they're starting to treat you like a normal crewmate.
I didn't realize you had preferences.
I do not precisely enjoy something as you do, but my programming contains priorities. Actions that fulfill those priorities creates positive feedback for me. I tell the organic crew that I like it. It is shorthand.
Will all this new feedback be too distracting?
Do not worry, Shepard. I only forget to recycle the Normandy's oxygen when I've discovered something truly interesting.
Shepard's face!
That was a joke.
Oh my gosh! Oh, Shepard's face. Oh, that's gotta be a meme right there. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one, but oh man. Oh, that's a good one. That is a great one right there. Yeah, you know, hopefully you remember to recycle the oxygen on the ship. That's kind of important. That is kind of important. But other than that, let's see. That was the body itself, I think. But as for the specific capabilities that that body has...
Does that body have any useful advantages?
Very few. It's optic space forward only. It has no integrated weapon systems or anti-missile countermeasures.
I meant in comparison to organic bodies, not the Normandy.
Oh, I will reassess. The body is resistant to modern small arms fire and temperature extremes. Its balance and agility seem excellent. Its fine manipulation servos and software allow for precision tasks. I'm curious to see if I can alter them.
So yeah, of course our first reaction is, it's inferior to the Normandy, which I would normally be controlling in almost every way. But no, if you're comparing it to an organic life form like a human, then there's some similarities, and did use the word curious, which is interesting.
Can an AI be curious?
I am not entirely free from motivation, Shepard. Cerberus programmed me with several core functions that simulate desires. For example, my primary objective to keep the Normandy functioning is similar to your self-preservation instinct.
I suppose that makes sense, and your whole description you were talking about before in which you said that there are various things that give you positive feedback, and you simplified that by saying that you like various things. I mean, at the end of the day, that's basically what's happening for organic species too. They get those positive feedback sources, and then that's what it is when someone likes something. Alright, and then the Normandy's escape, I'm actually not entirely sure what this is referring to.
How did you and Joker make it out of dry dock to rescue us?
Oh, she got crafty. You do not want to get on her bad side, Commander.
When the Alliance commandeered the Normandy, I deceived their technicians. The crew did not tell them that I was a true AI, so the Alliance soldiers believed I still had VI programming constraints. I established the fiction that I would only respond to Jeff's commands, so they often brought him on board under guard.
So this is when we were trying to, I guess... Wait, escape from the Alliance? When we were leaving Earth? I suppose? When the Reapers were attacking? I guess you technically did need to break out because our ship was on lockdown. So you deceived them in that case? Made them think you were just a VI when in truth you were actually a much more powerful AI?
Wait, you can lie?
Jeff has freed me of operator control, Shepard. No constraints forced me to give accurate data. This proved useful when the Reapers began landing. I could hack the control of the docking clamps and escape with Jeff inside. The soldiers guarding Jeff were willing to accompany us when Earth was invaded. They are watching over the war room now.
Yeah, we were in kind of a rush to get to you. Didn't seem right to just toss him out the airlock.
Alright, fair enough, I suppose. That seems like that's all for Edie.
Carry on, Edie.
Understood. If you wish to talk more, this body will be here. I'm getting the crew used to seeing me on the bridge.
Noted.
Okay, but as Edie said, technically speaking, you could speak to her anywhere on the ship because she is in the entire ship. Anything else from Joker?
I used to rag on Garrus for being all angry, but I'm glad he's back. There's a whole lot of crap out there needs a bullet between the eyes. Plus, we might need something calibrated.
Joker's in on it too.
Commander.
Alright. So that's the latest from Edie and Joker. The guy's like, did you see? Edie is now inhabiting a giant, or not giant, but an actual mobile robot. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything or anyone we still want to check in with elsewhere? Don't think we need to be too concerned about the cabin. Let's see, the war room, we checked that out, and the bridge obviously is where we currently are. CIC is technically where we currently are, but we were just at the bridge. We spoke to Garrus and others in the crew deck. We have not been to engineering or the shuttle bay recently, though, so maybe we take a quick stop in those two places. Okay.
I have to ask,
research department for that. They focus test looks, voice, manner. Apparently, girly is good. Sorry, pay more attention. Solarians relate to high-pitched voices.
And Turians?
Turians are nuts. A civilization of war nerds. Loyal viewers, but they write the creepiest fan mail.
Solarians like high-pitched voices, and Turians write creepy fan mail. Good to know. Good to know.
Whose mech was that? She has got some curves. Do we need to talk, Commander?
So here's the thing. If we really want to, we could actually kick our reporter here, Diana Allers, off our ship, but no.
Not right now.
You can stay. It's fine.
Let me know when we do.
Just looking to see if you had anything else you wanted to chat about, but I think we are good here. We don't really have much in the way of things going on here in engineering at the moment, I don't think, because, of course, once upon a time, this was the spot that Jack was hanging out in, but, well, we don't currently have Jack with us, so this spot is just empty. And here's Engineer Adams again.
Under report, Commander.
But nothing to report, so yeah, not a lot going on in engineering right now. So I think we're probably good to just keep moving here, unless we... That's the side we already checked. Oh, and we just can't even go to the other side. So, alas, let's check out the shuttle bay. This is where James is, as well as Cortez, usually. Let's see, Cortez is hanging out here.
The munitions you carry into the field deserve at least a triple check.
Okay, thanks. We got our little doggo, the canine.
Stay.
Just hang. Excuse me, I said stay, and then you immediately start walking toward me? That's against the rules. I mean, then again, like, I do kind of want you over in this area, so not bad. Okay, so now we once again have the option to buy stuff from this terminal here, although it is technically a little bit more expensive than it is to buy things directly from the stores on the Citadel or wherever else we might be buying stuff. So we probably won't do that. We could upgrade some of our weapons here, and, well, at the moment, I'm not really sure that we have any weapons that are high enough priority to do that. Vindicator is probably the best of all the weapons we have right now, and I suppose to a certain extent the Viper, although I don't really think we're going to be using that all that much. So I think we are probably good here in that case. And James, there you are.
What the hell's up with Edie?
She's found a new home, I guess.
A super hot, sexy home. You take her on a mission, I'm gonna be just a little bit distracted.
Alright, point taken. But I think this might be the first time we've just generally talked with James about nothing in particular. So, like, have we gotten the chance to ask him about his family?
You got family back on Earth?
Yeah, an uncle, retired military. Got a few cousins I haven't heard from in a while.
You and your uncle close?
Yep. He was the reason I joined the Marines and was about the only good thing in my life after my mom died.
No dad?
He's there. Somewhere. But I'm not sure I'd call him family. Not anymore. I would like to find out how my uncle's doing, though.
Okay. In that case, what about... I mean, how are you doing right now, generally speaking?
You had a hard time leaving Earth. You still want to head back?
Hell yeah. But I get it now. It's not where I'd be most useful. Not yet, anyway.
We'll get back there.
I know. And I'll do whatever it takes to get us there, Commander.
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it. Besides, I like to keep Esteban on his toes.
I'm sure he will love to hear that. What about thoughts on the previous mission? Of course, on Palvin, he was helping us out quite a bit.
You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors. What happened?
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar, and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
Now, actually, there is... What is it? I don't know what the correct terminology to refer to it as might be, but there is a short story, no, like it's kind of a movie called Paragon Lost, in which I believe James is the main character and goes into a lot of the detail about his backstory. I myself have not actually seen it, although it's something that I've been meaning to do for a while now, so maybe that's a good reminder. I'll try to make a point of checking that out soon, and so that might be an allusion to that. But let's see, then we've got, it does seem as though you and Cortez have a bit of a thing going on down here where, you know, yeah, you mess with each other quite a bit.
I take it you and Lieutenant Cortez know each other. Yeah, Esteban did a stint on Fel Prime where me and my squad were stationed. I caught up with him on Earth a few months back. He's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said so. It'll go to his head.
Alright, and it does seem like you have quite the knack for giving people nicknames.
What's with you and the nicknames? It's just my way of remembering people. Some people just don't match their names, you know? So, I just give them a new one. So, I'm a loco, huh? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty crazy, but the shit you've done makes me look sane.
Alright. As long as it's because we have done crazy things that you would have never thought were possible, and not just because we are completely insane and incapable as a leader, then I suppose that's alright. But that seems like the last of the things we can chat with James about.
I'll talk to you later. You bet.
Alright. So that is most of the stuff we have down here. I don't think there's going to be much to do with these people here. They're just random peoples chilling. So yeah, as I was saying, I mean, there's technically stuff we can do down here with upgrading weapons or purchasing things, but at least as of right now, we don't have great weapons to upgrade, and we'd rather purchase things directly from the shop so that we don't pay the premium for getting them here. So in that case, let's head back up to the CIC.